Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:51 a.m. Eastern Time on non-farm payroll day, September 3rd. So the title of my video is, and the number is, disappointing. So, which in stock market, right, disappointing can be good, but it might not be. So let's just take a minute to note where we are at, right? We are at trend, right? We are perfectly at trend right now this morning, which is 45.35. Basically, we're trading 37 right now. So as we look at what's happened, we haven't been able to get much above trend for quite a while now. So if we look back, as we've come up here, the last time we were above trend and hit the upper realm of this channel was back in May. So we are right for a pullback, right? The problem is everyone and their brother wants a pullback. It doesn't mean that they won't all get what they want, right? But in the stock market, when too many people are leaning one direction, it's usually not good. I will say that there's a little bit of a hangman up here, right? So you've got 4 days of balance up here in a tight little range. That is ripe for a flush. So we'll see, if we get anything developing today. But don't be surprised if, the market doesn't get traction, right? The risk to the market right now is not that it does what everyone thinks it's going to do, it's that it does what no one thinks it's going to do, right? That's where the pain is. So you always have to ask yourself, where's the pain? The pain is higher, the pain isn't lower. So as we look at just that, with that being said, we could go back on if the market wants to, right, it can go down. I don't think it's going to really get much below 45.06 in today's session. That would be, the lower limit, but that's like 29, 30 points down from where we are. That's still a decent day for most of us, depending on how many contracts you're playing there. So as we look at the midterm time frames, the Russell did get up above 2300. It did print at 2312, which is the next level up. Above that would be 2329 on my little basic support resistance stuff. And to the downside, I don't think you really get in too much trouble until you start breaking below 2290. And then you have 83 right under that. Looking at the ES, we're just basically still in status quo up here, right? That news candle ran the stops to the bottom and it ran the stops to the top. One thing that I normally like to do to see if we're going to get a trending day is I mark the candle, the 30-minute candle from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. I mark the open, I mark the high, I mark the low. I just keep it simple. And then, you're really not deciding to do anything until you break out of that range, right? And we might not even get out of this range until close to the European session ending. So we'll see how it sets up, if we get any fireworks or not. The same thing can be said for the NASDAQ, right? Ran the stops up both and down, but if you look at it, it's still just back in the balance that it's been over the last 4 days. Nothing really going on for either one of those indexes. And if we look at the Dow, right, it has yet to hit that 35,547 all-time high. I guess it would need 48 to print an all-time high. It is basically 120, 130 points under that right now. So obviously it's achievable. For the Dow, right, below 35,230, right, that's going to be where pressure starts getting put on it. But to be honest with you, there's support down at 110, at 50, at 96, at 42. So that would be great to start heading that way, but don't think that we're going to get an epic plunge that goes back all the way down to like 34,850. That's not in the cards today, more than likely. Again, for all these indexes, the pain trade is higher. So looking at the ES, we finally did trade that profit target yesterday. I'm going to leave it on here just so it's in your face for another day. And we're deciding what we're doing, right? That profit target was 36. We're trading 39 now. So I don't think that anyone who bought the last dip is really too concerned about, selling at this point in time. Will that change after the opening bell? We'll find out. Overnight range, a whopping 21 points, so not even too much, and it's all within the last 25 minutes. So looking at where important levels are for me for today for day trading, for the Russell, 2281.20 to 2181.60 is what I'll be watching for above or the below, right? You're going to that's where it should find support. If it loses that, right, that's going to become resistance. Looking at the NASDAQ, right around 15,600. I got it marked as 594, but you could really use the settlement today for above or to below. What's red or green? That's so psychological for traders, anyways, and that's right in the wheelhouse. And then 15,566 is value area low. There's no really any important markers on the ES. For the Dow, right, the first marker down below is 39 as I have it marked. 33 was yesterday's low. And then below that is 214. So keep that in mind. I hope this helps. I'll be watching the overnight value areas and the grid when I send them out. See if we get, we're not going to get any day of really any good action, right? Unless on the three musketeers, as I call them, the NASDAQ, the ES, and the Dow, right? If you get 6 above, meaning all 3 dailies and all 3 overnights above value area high, or all 3 below, right? We can at least get a run for a scalp that should be good for, to call it a day. It should be a very profitable trade. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you on Tuesday. Don't forget, the market is closed on Monday. You guys have a great one.